G'day! So this is my Merida eONE-Sixty 500, presented in silk green. Well, it's silk green, that's the one I've got. There's been a few different colours over the years. There's a matte titanium still around. The newest version is a black silver, and there's also some black green, like a less metallic green in some parts of the world. Runs a Shimano EP8 magnesium motor, about 300 grams lighter than the steel ones, or the current models, and the EP6s. Different information on the website depending on which website you're on and who's done the copying pasted. Comes in a mullet setup, so you've got the 29-inch front wheel and the 27.5-inch rear wheel. So yeah, heaps of fun. Battery can come out and go back in again. It's a 630 watt hour battery. 3 settings on the motor. You've got eco, around about 110 kilometers assisted or show, trail around about 80, and then the turbo, which is maybe 50, 60. But it just depends on how you're riding, what sort of hills you're doing, and the techniques that you're going with. Motor, for those that are not familiar, legally, well, here in Victoria, Australia, supports you up to 25 k's an hour. After that, you're just pedaling. The bike will be just quite heavy. It's 23.5 kilograms. And when I say heavy, good for an e-bike. New technology is coming in a lot weighter. It's always a trade-off between materials. This is an aluminium frame, so it takes a lot more hits than the carbon, as it's explained to me, and works just a treat. You can charge the battery within the bike, or you can pull it out, be working, washing, cleaning your bike while the battery's on the bench. The Merida layout setup is just awesome. A lot of awards. I don't know much about awards in that sense. I just know it works for me. Bike frame, for a water body, got a little bit smaller. Comes with an 11 speed setup, solid front, 11 at the rear, and yeah, you just get used to what you're changing and working with and bouncing around when you're out and amongst. Disc brakes front and rear. I do have a Velcro strap around the down tube that just assists in keeping the battery in. It's been known to fall out on many of the models, and unfortunately it's just a glitch in the matrix. That's otherwise a good setup. It's got a front light that can be mounted above or below, different positions, different angles. 160 front mil of travel on the RockShox, which is air, and you can pump up and change that a little bit. It does need a different pump to the generic pump. And then the front's got 160, the rear's got 150 mil. I've got it pumped up about 200 and works really well for what I'm doing. I am doing full travel suspension. Seat's got a dropper post, works really good. I have swapped that. I have a medium size frame, and I've actually put the large, but it will accept a longer dropper post, and I've just got a longer dropper post in there because I do commute as well as do the downhill, as you can see here up at Harcourt #2 track, which is early on with my learning how to ride. I've had the bike since January. We're now into September. A little over 2,000 kilometers on the bike, mostly full suspension travel, so as in not just commuting, not much commuting at all actually, mostly downhill, smashing the trails, jump parks and everything. That I'm learning how to ride it, so it's taken a lot of hits, a lot of crashes, a lot of pedal strikes as I learn how to ride the bike and bash and crash and get around there. The support side from the e-bike is going up hills, places like Yuyangs, Beasley, out here at Harcourt. You just keep doing trail after trail after trail. Battery's good for whatever you need it to be for, so if you back off a little bit, you can just keep going. That being said, early on, when you're still building your fitness up, getting used to the bikes, getting the right gears, yeah, you'll use evidently you use the battery a heck of a lot more as you learn to and build the fitness. If you're coming straight into it from cold, these are all sort of factors, and as you go along, you'll find the battery, well, it lasts longer because you're changing gears more smoothly, you get the hang of what you need when you're going up and downhill, and how it'll all sort of work and come together for you. Not dissimilar to learning the accelerator on a car and learning how to not make it jerk and take off at the lights, or brake traction, or any of those variations that we learn. You can see here the skate park. This is early on. Learn how to not case joints and hit bottom stecks and break tyres. So yeah, with the tubes, can be a bit tricky, but again, just flat drops, suspension. It was just a lot of learning in a pretty semi-controlled environment, if you will. Steps going up, going down, bouncing around, and it just works. Yeah, it just works. Adding air to the suspension. I picked the bike up from 99 Bikes, and they have a lot of knowledge, a lot of support. And between all the different shops, you'll find some of the technicians move around, so which is all part of how things work. And the great thing is you sort of get a lot of crossover knowledge and different specialists, and assist you because each person, yeah, got their own experiences. Having the battery fall out, I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible. Then get in there and find one of the mechanics, Adam, Airport West, who's now going down to Tassie. Yeah, he was like, yeah, it happens. So they tweak it, they change it, they adjust it, put the Velcro on, game on again, keep going. Different parks. We're out here at Tullamarine on just a BMX track and just bang around. Heaps of fun. The bike you got here, got a the front mud guards. Zephyl works really well. Just strap it on. It's been on a few different push bikes. The rear's got a little Fox and it works okay. You will get muddy though. It's part of it. It's being out there. Occasionally I'll case the bike if I have a bad hit, but it'll survive. And I've rolled out of some really crazy what would have been crashes. I've bounced about dropped it a few times, hit rocks. I've since replaced the pedals just from learning, basically just learning damage. So similar to car park chips and nicks on when you're out there on your regular vehicle. Disc brakes at the front, yeah, as I said, about 23.5 kilograms weight. The prices are coming down because the new models are coming out later this year, so 24 and a 25. However, this setup still works awesomely. Yeah, there is a factor with the bike being heavier, you need to pedal harder, and because the e-bike winds back once you get to the 25 kilograms, places like here at the Yu-Yangs, you've got to really, well, not got to, but I'm hitting the B line primarily because I need to get confident with the speed I need to hit the A-line doubles. So hardcore tabletop's awesome. You just keep building. Other places, depending on your skill set and your learning as to what you can achieve. But you can come in cold like I have, essentially, and just, yeah, build your skills. The bikes will work with you. I was recommending aluminium over carbon because of this a little bit more strength and ability to bounce off things, and so far it's just proven to be really good. Jump parks, commuting with other people, you can turn the battery down and actually have it sort of on for lights because of the front light, but not actually, and see how you're going, and then you just throttle up and down. The main controller's on the left hand side there, you can see what you're doing, kilometres, distance, and the places you'll end up are just awesome. So Ballarat, Beaches, Altona, you just take it, go wherever you want. Up at Black Hill there, some of the crew up there showing me how to use it. Mount Macedon. I've now got a crush core system and tubeless, and just continue to enjoy the bike everywhere. So yeah, prices are coming down. It still works awesomely and will for years, and you can get on it without being too crazy, which is still a awesome bike. Thanks very much. Cheers all.